Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for my client Garrett's vlogs. And as usual, Garrett had a pretty good week. Things are flowing really well for him. Bench, we got 5 reps on his 3 plus set. And by the way, I already had a couple of people come through. Again, I'm just going to ban them. They're like, he's intermediate, almost advanced with a 250 bench. He doesn't have a 250 bench. That's his training max, right? Training maxes. Notice a lot of these guys, their training maxes, they hit 10 reps at 85 or 90% of that training max. So, in other words, it's not their max, it's training maxes. And we keep those training maxes listed because a lot of my followers use the 531 type system. They're familiar with it, and so I put those below so that people know what they're working off of. Okay. So, his bench days are pretty streamlined right now. Nothing complicated. We just do the standard 531 right now. He's doing boring but big. Although I'm ramping percentages a little bit. We're doing a wave here this time. So he's going to go heavier on those 10s next week, before I raise his training maxes and stuff again. And I like to do that with a lot of my guys. With the training maxes are too conservative, I'll especially if they're not advanced yet, I'll run those 50, 60, 70% waves and then reset them back to 50, especially if we raise the training max after that. But his bench days are simple. We do boring but big bench. He does neutral grip pull-ups, and we can rotate those around. Does dumbbell presses, and I've got him doing some rear delt flies. Again, got to build that upper back. Have to keep building his upper back up. And even though he does a lot of pull-ups, I feel like he needs a little bit more rear delt and side delt and trap work and stuff, and we get it from these. Okay, not everyone necessarily needs them. I think he does. All right, squat. His squats are just climbing. All this leg volume on his squat days, even though it's once a week, is really, really working well for him. Because he got 9 reps today. 9 reps. He said he felt like he could have got more, but he just kind of got fatigued. Then he racked it just to be safe. But I mean, 9 reps at 90% training max. Okay, so we're coming up. That squat's coming along. His squat's going to keep climbing. We're really seeing the progress we want to see there between the food, all the leg volume, and getting that leg volume in is not easy for taller, lankier guys. Keeping in mind he's 6'4". It's hard to get the leg volume we need with the angles that we want. That's why we not only do the squats, but we then do goblet squats for him after. And you guys will notice I rotate those in and out for some lifters, but a lot of my tall guys, I'm real big on the goblet squats. Right? I'm real big on them. I've just had so much luck with these taller guys getting their legs to grow using them, right? Particularly as back off work after we squat. So, and again, in the case of someone like Garrett, it helped with his knee tendonitis. He used to have knee tendonitis, and he couldn't squat sometimes without pain for days in his knees. Now it's gone, right? It's gone now. Goblet squats for high reps after squatting. They helped. They helped. Really want to get him over to doing even more power squatting. I think eventually if I get him to a wider stance, his squat's going to climb even higher, right? Because again, longer leg guys, they really get a lot out of that. It's guys like me who have longer torsos and shorter legs, we're the ones who can do whatever stance we want. You guys watched me Olympic squat over 500, things like that. But these taller guys, though, we do eventually want to get to a wider stance for him. But, again, I want to keep building his legs up first, and he needs to build those adductors, which we're doing with stuff like the goblet squats. All right. Strict press. Again, PR, he got 6 reps. 6 reps. But he told me, he's like, I didn't know if I was going to get the last rep. It was way grindier than I would like. So, yep. And we'll see how it looks here. I'm watching it now. I want to see how grindy it ends up being. Yeah, that's definitely grindy, but not too bad. He stuck in the middle, then had a good clean lockout. Then afterwards, again, very straightforward. We do boring but big. We do 5 by 10. I know you guys are going to see a trend here. Most of my guys run boring but big most of the year, just like I do. Only a few do first set, last. Some do boring but strong. Occasionally, I get a lifter who we don't even run the classic lifts. Right, we'll do other stuff, but those are rare, and none of them are blogging. But you know, that's its own animal. In his case, though, boring but big. Then he does pull-ups. People will notice, are like, well, why do you have some of your guys do so many pull-ups and others don't do them? Because if a lifter is strong enough to do 10 pull-ups, I want them to do a lot of pull-ups. If they're not strong enough to do pull-ups, at least enough volume for us to get good hypertrophy, right, to where it's just turning into neural drive mostly, or I'm beating them up because it's too heavy, then I would rather them row. Or even, I'm really getting more and more partial to inverted rows. I really like them. Again, I like the body weight exercises for back, just in general. You know, even though I originally built a lot of mine with barbell work, I've done a lot of body weight stuff too, and I find that, again, it just adds another dimension to my back, right? And it helps build your abs, your core, everything else. So for him, though, it's pull-ups, band press downs for his triceps, which, again, people notice he doesn't do a lot of arm work. We've started adding arm work in. And then we do front plate raises for a full range of motion. Again, building his shoulders and traps up. All right. At this point, he's using a lot of volume. Garrett's volumes are very high right now. For most lifters who haven't built a huge amount of GPP, this is probably, we're at maximum total training volumes that we would do, right? As far as the supplemental work goes, particularly doing, he did some curls there at the end, particularly when we're doing boring but big. Now, we're doing, of course, a different template still on his deadlift, just for now, temporarily, right? We're doing boring but strong. All right, we're doing boring but strong for his deadlift. But his deadlift, by the way, he got 8 reps on his 3+ set. So again, the deadlift is still climbing. Deadlift's still climbing. Making phenomenal progress there. And then pretty much on deadlift day, we don't do much else. We do boring but strong for 8 sets of 5, using basically first set, last percentages afterwards, right? And then we just do some hanging leg raises, and that's his deadlift day. But by the way, notice we worked a lot on that arm bend, and it was much, much cleaner this time. It was much cleaner this time, which is what we want to see. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.